Hey there, busy brains. It's Brian King here. Now, before we jump in, I have a few requests. If you're watching this live, please type #live. If you're watching the replay, please type #replay. And by all means, let me know where you are in the world so I know who's receiving this video and who's in this community. Now, one thing that is pervasive in articles, the media, whatever, is this idea of mindfulness. And you see a bunch of different definitions of what it is. I'm going to encapsulate for you pretty simply what mindfulness is. Mindfulness, at least from the tradition that I studied, the Zen Buddhist tradition, is to allow your mind to be full, consumed, enveloped in your present experience without judgment. Because full can be misinterpreted as it needs to be full of stuff, full of thoughts. No, it's full of the experience you're having. Now, here's another misnomer about mindfulness, and some people address this better than others, is that mindfulness is somehow this task, this activity. You meditate in the morning so you can be mindful, and you can do mindful walking, and you can do mindful eating. The problem with this thinking is it separates mindfulness into an activity when the reality is it's an approach to life. It's how you pay attention to the experience you're having. There's this movie I watched. It was kind of, I don't want to call it a cult classic, but it really didn't get a whole lot of buzz in the theaters when it came out at least a decade ago, called Peaceful Warrior. And it's based on the book of the same name by Dan Millman. Wonderful story. And it was about this gymnast who, living high, sleeping with any woman he wanted to, driving fast, living large, and then he gets in a motorcycle accident and totally shatters his leg and he can't do gymnastics anymore. And he comes across this guy who's a mechanic that he nicknamed Socrates because Socrates is always dropping these pearls of wisdom. And they're sitting at a table together one evening. And Socrates says to Dan, "You know the difference between you and me? You practice gymnastics. I practice everything." And what Soc meant by practice is you focus, you're present when you're doing gymnastics, but you don't pay attention to the rest of your life, which is why you're so reckless. You're not thinking about consequences. You're not tuned into what you're doing. Why is it gymnastics is the only thing that really earns or gets the attention that you can be giving everything? And Socrates is saying this while he's very deliberately eating individual pieces of fruit with chopsticks. When he's talking to Dan, he's very tuned in. So the bottom line here is mindfulness is how you do all things. Now, does it mean you never get distracted? Of course not. We live in an ever noisier world, whether it's alerts, dogs barking, people knocking on the door, Facebook alerts, heaven forbid, we wait for those, right? But the point is, you can be filled with any experience you're having. This is my morning smoothie with veggies and fruit and all kinds of fun stuff. And when I drink it, I feel my lips touching the straw. I feel the muscles in my mouth contract as I'm applying suction to draw the smoothie into my mouth. I feel the temperature. I feel the texture. I feel the flavors. I feel the muscles contract when I'm swallowing it. You can practice every single moment that is eating. And you can take that into the rest of your life. When you're listening to somebody, when you're standing up from a chair, when you're sitting back down, feel your backside curve into the chair. There is never a moment where you cannot be fully present with what you're doing. Because the present, I don't care what you tell yourself or how real the past or the future seems in your mind when you're creating those visions and those stories. The present is where you live. And the present, more often than not, is a very peaceful place. That it's devoid of the drama of the painful past you're hanging on to or the things that you fear in the future. So in terms of what is it important to pay attention to? Where should I focus? What experience are you having? Start there. Because if you can focus on the experience you're having right now, and when your mind drifts away to some other thought, your grocery list, whatever it is, and you can bring your thought back to drinking your smoothie, sipping your tea, feeling your breath. You don't even need to meditate to learn to do this and refine this ability. If you can bring your mind back to the present moment over and over and over again throughout your day, you are training your mind to be able to stay on the task of writing an article, making a phone call, getting prepped for a podcast, whatever it is you do with your life. Simply because you don't waste a moment refining your ability to be full of the experience you're having, the life you're living, the breath you're taking. So I just wanted to share that with you before I move forward with my day. But I'm glad that I had this moment to spend with you. It's always the best part of my day, or one of them. The next moment will be pretty awesome too. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, hey, Robert says, I've been mindful of being in the now. Hey, so just being aware that this is something you need to work on is an important first step. And Robert, you and I will be talking more on how to integrate this into your life. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll make sure I get back and address every single one of them. And make sure you share this with somebody that can benefit. And I'm sure you know someone. Until next time, this has been Brian. Thanks for being you.